Hey loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out Vivek Ramaswamy triggers the view when he declares transitioning kid as cruel. And you guys, I'm excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what Vivek Ramaswamy has to say in this video.
And I'm sorry, it is not compassionate to affirm a kid's confusion. That is not compassion, that is cruelty.
What I wanted to see last night, and it was hard to watch because there was a lot of overtalk, was substance. And the only two people on that stage that I saw say things were Nikki Haley and Chris Christie that made any sense. And I mean, if you have to pick someone on that stage, because there was a part that was really hard as someone who believes in the things I believe, when they all spoke about trans people, that actually almost made me emotional watching, because it's clear to me that not everyone on that stage is an evil person. They don't understand.
Vivek schooled him on this one. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section, ladies and gentlemen. Get you one of these shirts. We got a bunch of new stuff coming out, but this is my favorite one. I just like to wear this one a lot. So this is the one you see. We got hoodies out, all of the above. We have them out available for you to purchase on the store right now. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Vivek Ramaswamy, nobody has the ability in this entire race, in my opinion, including Trump, DeSantis, nobody have the ability like Vivek Ramaswamy to methodically point out reality in a very succinct and impactful way.
That's
as
true.
The way that he expresses his thoughts in these particular subject matters. You know,
That's
when
true.
he talked
I agree
about
with
the trans stuff, the kids transition and stuff, he did a better job explaining this than anybody on planet Earth. Now, the dumb brain dead women from The View got mad at this, but like, I just want to ask y'all a real question. Whether you follow me or not, whether you subscribe to my channel or not, I know you watching. I'm gonna ask you a real question. What was wrong with what Vivek had to say to this question? Can you find a flaw? Put it in the comment section if you could tell me something that was wrong. Not that it made you feel some type of way, not that it hurt your feelings, not that it hurt your friend, cousins, baby daddy, friend, co-worker feelings, but did it really have a factual basis or not, based on what he said when it comes to the LGBTQAARP? Roll the clip.
I have to be very clear about this. Transgenderism, especially in kids, is a mental health disorder. We have to acknowledge the truth of that for what it is. I met two young women early in this campaign.
On parental rights in school.
Parents have the right to know. And you know what the hypocrisy of this is? Even New Hampshire failed to actually get past a piece of legislation here. The very people who say that this increases the risk of suicide are also the ones saying that parents don't have the right to know about that increased risk of suicide. And I'm sorry, it is not compassionate to affirm a kid's confusion. That is not compassion, that is cruelty. I met two young women, Chloe and Katie, early in this campaign, who are in their 20s, now regret getting double mastectomies and a hysterectomy. One of them will never have children. And the fact that we allowed that to happen in this country is barbaric. So I will ban genital mutilation or chemical castration under the age of 18. And parents have absolutely
Would you try
the right.
to pass a federal law that says parents should have that right?
We are going to require states absolutely have to follow that through. We stand for parental rights. Yes.
What I wanted to.
All right, you'll get to the dummies in a minute, but what did he have to say that was wrong? It is a mental disorder. If a kid is a boy and in his mind he envisioned himself being what he think a girl is, because he clearly don't know what a girl is. You ain't never been a girl. How do you know what a girl is or what a girl feels like if you ain't never been a girl? It's a facade of what is going on in the mind that's, in my opinion, you're lusting for, you have a fetish for, imagining what it's like to be a girl, and that's what you want to embrace. It's nowhere in the world that you can feel like something that you've never been. You can feel like something that nobody can describe the feeling. What does it mean? I feel like I'm a girl. Now, I don't want to go down that path too far, but what he said was that it's a mental disorder, and it is. It's called gender dysphoria. And I honestly believe kids on a multitude of levels, they cannot make decisions on what school they go to. They can't make decisions on
That's
which parent they live with. They can't make
Because
decisions
they're
on
too young.
whether or not they can drive a car. They can join the military. They can buy alcohol. They can look at certain movies. I mean, kids, there's discretion for children who are under the age of culpability, even mental culpability. And somehow you think that a final decision of taking puberty blockers and changing your gender is something that kids somehow mature enough to understand that.
How is that
And they
even
can't
possible?
understand all these other things. But let me play what the brain dead people from The View said, so we know where we stand. Roll the clip.
See last night, and it was hard to watch because there was a lot of overtalk, was substance. And the only two people on that stage that I saw say things were Nikki Haley and Chris Christie that made any sense. And
They want the people. She clearly said that because these are the people that have no chance of winning. The people that have substance, like Ron DeSantis, who has a track record, Vivek Ramaswamy, the coldest talking politician in the country right now, and then even Tim Scott. What, you can't hear Tim Scott? They don't want you to talk about them because they are the hardest hitting politicians right now on the Republican side.
I mean, if you have to pick someone on that stage, because there was a part that was really hard as someone who believes in the things I believe, when they all spoke about trans people, that actually almost made me emotional watching, because it's clear to me that not everyone on that stage is an evil person. They don't understand. And it shows me they don't know one single trans person. They've never met anyone. And what's happening.
Vivek just said he had two women that regret that they had a mastectomy or whatever, triple mastectomy, a double mastectomy, and they had I forget the other thing he had said. But he knew two people. He gave you an example of those two women. I could go online right now and show you a group of people who regret transitioning. So why are they making this stuff up? They just talking. They making it up.
You've got a couple, which is, so there are 1% of.
Look at your paper.
0.5%.
Yeah, look at your paper.
Percent of all U.S. adults are trans. 1% of that 0.5% regret some kind of transition. Those people are in some kind of activist mission. So the only trans people, these people on this stage, have probably met in their lives is someone trying to convince them of something.
So why do they keep?
But just because a person doesn't come out and become an activist of regret the transition, don't mean that they don't regret the transition. These people got to be stupid to think that many people have transitioned and they don't regret it.
Because they're not speaking out.
Like, you can look at people that got married. You think just 1% of people who complain about their marriage regret, they the only ones that regret it. There's a bunch of people that regret their marriage and they ain't never gonna say nothing. Regret having kids, they ain't never gonna say nothing. Regret the job that they've chosen, they ain't never gonna say nothing. I bet you there's probably 40, 50, 60% of people who transition who may have some regrets or doubts as to the validity and the reason why they actually did it. They may wish that they could have done something different, especially ones. And then let me tell you this, they're conflating. How many, we're really talking about people that make the decision under the age of 18. Grown-ups making the decisions, they may be more satisfied because they may have thought it through. Tell me the people that have regretted it, that did it as a kid. Those are the numbers that we really need to be talking about.
Bringing it up.
Well, it matters, but it is a small percentage. It's a distraction.
It's just a distraction and scapegoating.
No, it's not.
They went really
They
firm
always
on
have
it. They
to
were
have some-
talking about it being a mental disorder. I mean, it was hard to listen to.
Vivek was disqualifying in how he talked
What really
about it.
pissed me off is when they talk about.
I want to call them some H's. I want to call them B's. I know you see my heart and you know I don't want to do this, but like these women frustrate me so much, and there's such a waste of oxygen on earth that it just makes me infuriated. To say that it's not a mental illness, for that dumb fake Republican to say that Vivek disqualified himself because he's given a medical explanation of what's going on with these young people, and they refuse to. They refuse to acknowledge it. They try to say, "Oh, the people that regret it, they don't count. They don't count." The people that say, "Listen, I'm warning young people, I regretted my decision." No, you don't count. Your feelings don't count. You're a distraction. They claim they care about trans people, but only the ones that they identify with.
Crime, because I'm a big anti-gun person in terms of mass shootings, etc., and these AR-15s. Even though I said the other day that if there was a loose criminal in the neighborhood like there was a couple of weeks ago, I would like to have a handgun. So I'm not 100% against guns, but
You like to have a handgun. Wouldn't you like to have an AR-15? You ignorant fool. If a dude has got an AR-15, you can it don't matter that you got a handgun. You got a guy on the loose with a 5.56 tearing through the community. You want a handgun? Okay, stupid. These
They are so pro-NRA, this entire group of this clown car that was up there last night.
Not one of them talked about guns. We didn't even talk about the Second Amendment. I don't think they talk about the Second Amendment not one time in the debate. These people are stupid on The View.
And at the same time that they want to increase gun ownership and reduce crime, they don't understand the connection between crime and the guns. So if you have criminals who are mentally ill, a lot of them have guns. Okay, have a gun. Here's another gun. Walk around the street with another gun. And then they worry about crime. They don't make sense. They don't put things together. They were
You don't make sense, you dumb B. You don't make sense.
Completely irrational, these people. And you know what? You talk about low information voters. These are low information candidates. Just like you said about the trans community. They don't even understand it. So how can you expect the American people to understand any of these? I don't know what they were talking about.
These people are the stupidest bees in America. And I call them bees. I ain't gonna call them the full thing because I'm trying to be a good Christian. At least I can do is just not say the whole thing. Let me just explain this, and I've been on this video for too long. These people, they are not acting in good faith. You cannot tell me you watch the debate and you don't understand what these people are talking about. They spoke about way more than transgenderism and this other stuff. They spoke about the economy. They spoke about all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, this is one part. Vivek was probably the only one that gave a response to it. Vivek was probably the only candidate that even gave a response to the LGBTQ thing. Nobody else even talked about it. But these women, that's why they all going to hell, in my opinion. I hope they go to hell. But these women are spreading false information across the internet, and nobody's checking them on it. They said none of these people actually know somebody that's trans. Vivek Ramaswamy, who's the only one that responded to it, he had made mention of 2 women. I see women all the time on there that regret it. I mean, that's on the internet right now. They've been on television, they've been on the news, that they regret being transitioned. Mm-hmm. But these people cannot accept that as reality. They like they say, oh, these people don't count. Think about, why is the suicide rate what it is for trans people? Because they're dealing with something in their mind that we should be helping them with instead of forcing them into it. Because listen, you're never gonna be able to change your gender. You can't. And they tell you, then they sell you these dreams, these cowardice mother freaking people. They sell you the dream of you can be a boy. You're a boy. They call them a boy. They sell them a dream that they're going to be a boy. And then when it comes time to get in the bedroom and you ain't got nothing to pull out of your pants, you realize you ain't a boy. And then when you go to try to talk to a girl, you're going to have to disclose to this woman that you don't have what it takes to have children. And then reality hits. Dang, I'm really not a boy. You know what? I'm so much smaller than real men. I go to the gym and I don't look like a man. I don't talk like a man. People don't see me as a man. I'm not as strong as men. I can't do nothing that men can do but grow a beard. And the same thing with the women. I'm 6'5" with a size 13 shoe. I don't look nothing like a woman. I got to get all of this makeup done and all of these things done to put on an image of a person I am not and I never will be. Then when you're young, you think you can do it. When you're a kid, you think it's possible. You can imagine yourself being anything. They dress you up, put the wig on, put the lipstick on, they put the little clothes on, make you wear pink. But then when you become a man and you go out on a date and you're interested in a man and you have to tell that man, I'm not a real woman. I got a penis. And you realize men don't want to be with you. But they'll be with your homegirl. They'll hang with that homegirl. They'll be with her homegirl. That girl got married. That girl have kids. You sitting at home with a dress on and a ding-a-ling. And they didn't tell you that when you were a kid, that that's what you're going to experience. They didn't tell you that when you were a kid. They didn't explain to a girl, a boy, that get his thing chopped off and they try to recreate a vagina, that they got to dilate it. And it gets infected. It probably smell like trash. They don't tell you that when you're 6 and you don't even know what that's about. And they set you up for failure. It pisses me off that we sit around in our country And we allow these things to happen. And we lie to the kids and we sell them a dream. And then they grow up and they kill themselves because that dream wasn't real. You tell a girl she can play football. She go on the field and they break her neck. You should have told her at the beginning that that wasn't a reality, or give it a full scope of what's really going to happen. You're not going to be a girl. People don't perceive you that way. Mama and daddy got you in a cocoon and make you feel like that you're so beautiful and you're cute and you're a girl. The real world is not going to treat you that way. People are going to look at you, you built like your daddy. People are going to look at you and they're going to have a problem with you. Tell these kids this from the beginning so they can make an honest decision when they're grown. But these women are so evil and they're retarded because they don't know what's going on in the world and they're projecting that others don't. We get it, man. 0.6% of the population is transitioning. Why is it only 0.6? Why don't half of the population transition? Explain it to me. Why don't half of the people in America transition? Because it's a mental illness that people are struggling with. And it's rare that a person is born a man and think they're a girl. It's rare. It is a mental illness. It's not pervasive in society because it's not normal. And they want you to think it's normal. Let me get off here before I get too mad and say something I regret. All right, I'm out.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one from Officer Tatum. I loved everything that he said in this video, and I totally agreed with what he said about letting kids get to the age of making decisions before the parents decide to transition them. Because most of these kids who are transitioned earlier in their childhood end up regretting the decisions that their parents took on them, and they end up living a life full of regrets. And let me know your thoughts on this one. I really had fun reacting to Officer Tatum. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.